Okay, so one of the details of the first part is this makes it always tighter. When back in the day, old school, you'd be out here like under the bicep. That's how you do it in the back of the day, okay? But that's old. It still works, but it's old. This is way tighter and way quicker. And the minute I started putting more Kimuras wedging underneath the shoulder, the success rate skyrocketed, like skyrocketed. Not that I didn't have success with Kimuras before that, it's just that it was so much easier fighting against bigger and stronger dudes. Because that, when they try to run from the bend out long ways, doesn't matter. I still get them every time. Doesn't matter. Actually, it was a lot easier. I do like a boomerang Kimura now, where they go from here and they try to extend their arm out, and it still works just as much. Hence, we're going to start looking into this one. So the next one you're going to do is not very nice. Same time, be very, very nice to each other, because shoulders are like the upper torso, knees. They hurt and they're really hard to fix, and they take a long, long time. So look after each other's shoulders. You don't want to try and come back from a shoulder injury the same way you don't want to come back from a knee injury. It's just a long, long time. Like, look after each other. It's really, really important that you respect your training partners, and that you understand that they're just as important in their needs as your needs are as well. And the best way and the easiest way to have more fun with jiu-jitsu is develop a bond with each other and your training partners, and then they're the guys you're going to go really hard with, like when you have a bond with them. But don't just assume that you can have a bond with someone straight away. You have to develop the bond in a relationship. So like anything, just grow it, and then the levels get pushed and you get harder and harder with each other. But it's a controlled. People see some of the guys in the gym go really, really hard with each other, but it's actually really controlled, and it might look like a melee and look crazy, but it's really, really in control, okay? So please be mindful of each other. So what you're gonna do is the same thing as you did before, like side control here. Jump over, come underneath you, okay? And switch and start looking for this grip. The minute I have this grip now, look, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna start pushing it into the floor over here. For the hand, I'm gonna start pushing it towards the floor, okay? Well, what I'm gonna start doing is start walking around the gentleman's head. I'm on this side of his head with my hip. I wanna switch it so this hip is on that pocket over there now, okay? So what I like to do is this. The minute I can, I'm gonna try and put my elbow into his armpit on this side. So, look. Does that make sense? You are here, this way. I'm gonna put my elbow, try and get it in here as quick as I can. See how my upper torso doesn't move very much either. It's my lower torso's flailing around here. Hold the grip. This is why I like to have this one tight. So I'm like, if this is what I've got to hold, I go, you know what, I can control this. Might not be able to control what he does with the rest of his body, but my lock is the shoulder, so I'm gonna manipulate the shoulder and control the shoulder. Everything else, I'm like, you move, you might actually hurt yourself, not me. So you have this, and now put it in, and now as soon as you can, start moving, and then look, elbow on the floor, start walking around, and then put your hip in the side hip. Does that make sense? From here, look. Yeah, a little bit, Jimmy. It's pretty hard for poor old Jimmy right now. I've got his hand off the floor. The minute I put his hand on the floor, he will tap. It's as simple as that. It's done. So the more he tries to raise up with this, and you're like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get it, you can just back around. Come back to this one. But if he gets frisky from here and tries to bring his hand into his body, you just walk around the head and then go to Kezakatame position, and then look, same thing. That's as simple as it's gonna be. You're gonna park your ass right in here, okay? If he decides he's gonna try and walk away, just get Beyonce in there and sway your butt in there. Just keep moving your butt in there, okay? All right, let's just park that shit up in there, all right? It's hard for him to move off here because now you are not only hips in here, your hips and shoulder. Does that make sense? So from here, the question people want to arise is this. They go, oh, but what if he can kind of like, you've shown your back to him. Like like he can try and take your back. He's not taking your back. You know what I mean? The minute he moves in any big movement from here, big movements. Yeah. So this gentleman, this lady should move slowly. Move slowly. You should move slowly as well. When I do the move, I like to hold onto this in a frame, like I said, create a frame, and then I usually kind of just mudslide over there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really like concerned about their little face. You know what I mean? That's the nice part, I guess. Yeah. But here, the control over here is super, super tight. But the minute I can get over, you can make it nice and light. You can do this like gently and get over there, but don't hop over the person like that. No. You'll find that this gets looser. So side control. Over the top is the exact same setup as before. To the grip. And then from here, start putting the person's hand towards their pocket. Okay, towards their pocket. Now, I want to get my elbow on the floor, my right elbow inside on the floor here. The quicker I can, the worse it's going to be for this guy. Okay, but like I said, be nice. If you notice too, my hands are like this. The minute I do this, it's way, way, way effective. But because here I like Jimmy and he's going to be here a little bit while we do this. Do you know what I mean? So I keep my hands nice, like I kind of bend them a little bit, so I don't want to hurt the person from here. But if I start to accelerate from here, decelerate from here, like so just accelerate a little bit, it'll make it a little bit easier. So walk. No, nice and easy, look, nice and easy, look. Easy. Already this sucks to be Jimmy right now. Does that make sense? Look, it's barely anything. The more I come in this way, and then the more I decelerate from here, the worse it is. If you put his hand towards the floor, the worse it is. Even from here, look. Just like slapping the floor will do the job. Because you have this wedge underneath here. He can't move. So from here, nice and slow. Elbows in, nice and slow. Does that make sense? You still have all this power to suck everything in and torso to turn after that. Trust me, you will not need to do that. You won't need to do that at all, okay? So you're gonna walk around, park in here, decelerate. Same grip, don't change anything else. Same grip, walk around, elbow on the floor, then decelerate. Be nice. Questions? No? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.